NeverEmployed Podcast.
What happened on your side since we last met?
I think last time we met, it was, so I launched Makelogo.Ai and there was some sales, but selling the app wasn't on the table yet, I think, right?
I think not officially when we talked about it. The only thing you said is that it's quite a consumer product or a end customer product, and that you want to go further in the shovel business. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Okay. So the sales were pretty consistent, and even didn't took much of my time after I had my assistant handling the customer service. So the app was pretty much running on autopilot. And what happened is that at some point I got sick. I got very bad food poisoning, and even at the hospital, the sales were still going. So it was nice. But thing is, I couldn't improve the app further, so I didn't have the tech ability to really make the app as good as it could be. Yeah, there is that. Plus, selling is a nice one-time cash thing. So lots of things made me think, okay, maybe that would be good to sell. So I just listed it on acquire.com, and I didn't expect anyone to be interested. It was just okay, I will just post and see how it goes. I don't really expect anything, but whatever. And I think I listed it for 50,000, and I got a few offers, and then I sold it for more than that. So I think 65,000. So that's pretty much what happened since then.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean that's only what happened to Makelogo.Ai, right? But there happened more things. But let's stay there for a bit. What I understood is that at acquire.com they value your product based on the past 12 months or so. So that if you have a very young product, this might be a disadvantage for you. What was your experience with this?
Yeah, I got a bit of a headache trying to figure that out. So in my case, I only had 3 months worth of revenue, and even if it's stable, it was still only 3 months. On the other side, so I wanted to make a good deal, because I know I wanted to sell at this point, so I wanted to sell pretty quickly. So I wanted to make a deal that was really good for the buyer. So I only took the current revenue and I did a 2.5 multiplication. So it was between 20 or 25,000 of revenue. So I just multiplied that by 2.5 and or 2. Yeah, I think it was 20,000 of revenue and multiplied by 2.5. And that's how I got the 50,000 number. So for an app that's 3 months old, it was it was still a decent price. But on the other side, the revenue were very consistent, and it was purely organic. So it wasn't doing advertising. There were no customer acquisition costs. So overall, it was a very good deal for the buyer, I think, because the new buyer has a technical, capability to improve the app. So So that's, I think if the app, if you're trying to sell an app that doesn't have a proven track record of revenue, and very important that you don't have monthly recurring revenue, so it's a one-shot purchase, then just multiply the revenue by, 2.5, 3, 4, depending on how fast do you want the app to sell. But if there is monthly recurring revenue, it's a different story, because it's way more valuable if people keep coming back and buying and stuff. So in my case, it was really purely one-shot purchase. There were a few people buying multiple times, but it was not a majority at all. Of course, as everything, it really depends. But I think for if there was some kind of recurring revenue or something, I would have tried to see a bit okay, that the monthly recurring revenue, I know the churn rate is on this price, so an estimation for maybe 6 months, 9 months or something like that. So I would definitely have asked for more. But in this specific case, it was just one-shot purchase, so was pretty easy to define.
And then why did you actually sell it? I mean, obviously you said you wanted to eventually work on other businesses, but did you already have your new businesses back then?
So I started working on my new app. So new app is Galeby, it's a customer service app, because I needed it for Makelogo.Ai. So I started working on it, but around the same time I started the sales process. So it wasn't because of that, but then I knew I was going to sell, like the buyer already agreed and everything. So I was like, okay, I guess I can start working, like thinking of something else. Yeah, that's how I got started with a new app, but it wasn't like for this reason that I sold.
You said that you actually didn't use a lot of advertising, or that advertising didn't play a crucial role. But I know last time we also talked about the fact that you originally come from advertising.
Yeah.
What do you think? How did this help you? Looking back to Makelogo.Ai and currently on what you're working.
Thing with advertising is that you get a new dimension to your product, app, or whatever, is that you have the customer acquisition cost. If you run on like big platforms like Facebook or other, like any platform really, it's very hard to do anything under $20 per purchase. Like it's really, really hard. So you need to get at least $20 of profit per customer to be able to use those. On the long run, it can become lower than that, but it's there are some cases where it doesn't make sense. So if you have like recurring revenue and you know that a user, for example, in 1 year would bring you, I don't know, if we take like a $10 per month subscription, so in 1 year a user is going to generate $120. So okay, you can spend $20 to acquire a new customer because you know you will get your money back. But in this case, it's one-shot purchase. So I think the maximum price was like $20 or something. So it really didn't make sense to run ads because I knew in advance that it wouldn't work. I still give it a try. I tried with Google Ads, I think. I got banned instantly because that's how Google Ads work now. So you need to appeal and stuff like that. And I tried, I think, a few independent medias, just sponsor them and stuff. I think it got some sales, but I didn't have proper tracking in place. So it was a bit hard to, really know, oh, that's generated that much. So yeah, even if I come from an advertising background, I would say it cannot work for every product. You need to get this like margin to be able to afford the customer acquisition cost. But if you can do that, you can scale really fast and really hard. So it's a very good thing, but it's hard to get. So you need, I say $20, that's a very minimum. So I would count more between 20 or 50. But if you can afford it, Adder is a really good channel for that.
20 to $50 per sale or per conversion. Which is basically the same, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can try to get like free trial signups, and obviously it's going to be cheaper. Especially if you have like a free version on the app, and then you have like email marketing and others like retargeting and stuff. But overall, from my experience at least, and I know it changed from people to people, but I would say it's very, very hard to get like a purchase under $20.
Yeah, I actually thought that your advertising background was your super advantage compared to many other people, many other indie hackers. And I thought that this helped you a lot to kickstart this whole thing, because I think it was on a indie hackers podcast episode where someone said that actually having advertising in the beginning of launching a product makes super much sense, because in the beginning no one knows you, so the best way you get reach is to pay for it actually. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think lots of people are like, oh no, just don't try advertising at the beginning, you're going to waste money. But I don't agree with that. Like literally, if you look at the e-commerce space, there is no such thing. There is some brands that do organic and stuff, but most of the big brands start with ads. That's just the main way of going to market. So I actually, for Galeby right now, so I launched ads this morning and they just got approved right before the call. No, I think it's a good way, but it's very hard to ask for purchase directly if you don't have social proof or if you don't know exactly your audience and stuff like that. So I wouldn't go for like buy my app angle, but more like try it for free, like get a free trial without credit or debit card, because at the beginning you will need volume for two reasons. So first, to talk to your users, because like unlike organic, where people they come from Twitter, they know you, they can send a DM or stuff like that. With ads, people will not be very like talkative. Like they won't talk to you, they won't message you on Twitter or stuff. So you will have to talk to them, but it's a good way to get feedback, but you need to get a proper automation in place, basically. So you need like email marketing. Sending them a manual email is, you can do it, and it's better if you can do it that way, but it's very time consuming, because so you're trying to get this nice volume of free trial users or free users or whatever. So first you get the data, you get some feedback about the app, what you can improve, and some social proof. And then, you can start making maybe like a user pay directly or something like that. But at the beginning, it is going to be very hard to get first users without, if you don't have like an appealing offer. So maybe with a lifetime offer or, stuff like that. Now, just quick disclaimer, my knowledge about like that specifically for software is a bit limited, because I did that a lot for e-commerce, but for software, technically, I'm just starting. So this is just my observation based on what happened in e-commerce and what I saw in software. But maybe some other people have a different experience where they go straight to purchase and it worked for them. And well, that's good, but that seems unlikely, at least based on what I know. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a good point. You touched on talking with customers, getting feedback is super important. Did you do this? Did you do it manually? How did you get feedback?
So for Makelogo.Ai, since I started organic, the main advantage is that so at the very, very, very beginning, I was sending an email. I didn't have like a backend, so I didn't have automation. So people would pay on it was a type form, and I would get a notification, hey, this person paid for this, like this package, and here is the information. So I would manually input the info in the AI model and generate a logo myself with the AI. But the thing is, I would send them an email. I would ask them, do you like it? Like what would you change and stuff like that. I got like some feedback, I like this style and stuff like that. So okay, based on what I got from the first users, and this is also a big advantage of doing things that don't scale at the beginning, like talking manually to users, is that you can get really good feedback like directly from them. So based on that, I was able to make like the first automated version. And then I sent like a few emails, like surveys, asking them like, what don't you like on the app? What would you change and stuff like that. So I'm mainly interested in the negative feedback. Of course, the positive one is also useful to know like what people enjoy, but the negative one will tell you, I'm not satisfied by the service because of that. So it gives you like path of improvement. So that's how I was doing it for Makelogo.Ai. And for Galeby, the new app, customer service, I have like a live chat, and I think I contacted like directly the users whenever I got like the first subscriptions. I directly contacted them. Hey, how can I help you? This is like a quick guide to get started and everything. And I try to keep in touch with the customer. So because I know if I don't do that, like they won't use the app or they won't understand and they will churn. So based on some feedback I received, I greatly improved the app. Yeah, so I will try to keep doing that, because I think it's a good to make something like to reach this stage of, okay, the product is good enough to be advertised alone, like asking people directly to purchase or something like that.
That's a super, super valuable insight from my point of view, because that's what you simply don't see if you see a landing page or product page or whatever, where you think, okay, there's a product and you can actually buy it, and you just don't know about the systems behind it. And that's what I simply didn't know about Makelogo.ai, for example. I didn't know that you did it manually. Maybe you talked about it, then I forgot it. But yeah, I think that may be also super valuable for other people who just don't have the technical skills yet to build something that's completely automated. And it also shows that it is absolutely not necessary, that you really just need a way to sell, and anything else you can handle yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And people really don't care. As long as they get the logo, they're happy about it. So I think the only thing is that you have to be clear to mention, like, okay, there is, after the payment, you will get your logo within, like I said, like 24 hours. So I was very clear about that. I didn't mention, I think I actually did mention, like, I'm going to send you an email or something, but most people didn't read. I just was very clear with the 24 hours period, and that's it. And then I make the logo, send them an email, and oh, thanks, amazing. And that's it. Most of them probably don't know, and they didn't really care. As long as they got the value, like what they paid for, that's all that matters to them.
Yeah, and in terms of feedback, it's probably even way more valuable if you are in touch with your customers on a direct communication basis, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So then more about Galeby and the transition, how you got there, how you got the idea, where you are there at the moment.
Yeah, I got the idea because I wanted to make my assistant more efficient when she was answering questions, because she sometimes didn't know, like, oh, should I reply that or that? So that was the main thing. At first, it wasn't like a public app, but then I got a few people on Twitter asking me, oh, that could be a nice app or something. So I just released it. It didn't work as much as I wanted, honestly. I expected a bit more interest. So I got like a few subscriptions directly, but not enough to really validate the idea. And so that's what I'm trying to do now. So for me, like with this app, organic Twitter didn't work that much, unlike Makelogo.ai. So I'm trying different channels. That's why I'm trying ads on Facebook, maybe on TikTok or other. Yeah, that's how I got started with that, and that's where I am right now with Galeby. And I kind of lost the thought of the original question.
Yeah, that's cool. This also means that you actually just solve your own problem, which you had in your last business, which is a cool thing, I guess, to work on.
Yeah, that's
probably also shows that once you start a business, you get problems that you actually want to solve, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing, like, and that's why I would always recommend, like, get started with something, ship an app or whatever, because you will get problems. We'll always get problems when you make an app or something. And those problems is like ideas. Okay, maybe this took you lots of time, so maybe you can automate it and do it faster or something like that. So yeah, for me, making an app is a great way to get like ideas of, maybe I can do like a customer service app or emailing app or whatever. Like you always find new problems when you have your own company or app in general.
Talking about automation and your assistant again, like at which point did you hire an assistant? At which point did you have enough revenue, or what was the decision process behind this?
I knew early that the first thing I wanted to delegate is customer service, because based on my experience with e-commerce, I know I hate doing customer service. So it's useful for feedback, but most people, when they send you a message, they will be like, hey, it doesn't work, refund me, or they will be very rude, especially when you do like, well, this one was half B2B, B2C, but yeah, especially like with chat and stuff, like on live chat, people are really rude. By email, it's a bit better, but yeah, so I didn't want to deal with that because in the morning I was waking up, seeing all those messages, replying, and my day would be fucked, really. I couldn't do anything because it's negativity, it break my focus. So there were some days I could not do anything. So I'm like, okay, that's enough. I'm just going to hire someone to handle that for me. And thanks to that, I was able to, focus way more, not have like distractions or like negativity when you start the day. So, because people rarely send customer service message when they're happy about the product. It's always about like, hey, this doesn't work, fuck you, or, stuff like that. So it's not the best way to start a day, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I try sometimes when I really like something, some features, some experience with the product to send positive feedback. but it's not even that easy many times. Yeah, I'm just thinking about maybe it would be cool to have something to make this easier, to also like encourage people more to give positive feedback. But as you said, on the in the end, like negative feedback is actually what you want to improve your service or your product, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's important to have like I would say like a way to collect this feedback. So in my case, I had like a little widget that I added, and after like the logo was done, they can rate it with emojis. And if it was like bad, I would ask them, oh, what happened, basically, to get like some ideas to improve.
Yeah, that's cool. That's actually a really cool system, and I think that's also one of these tiny parts in like building such a business. Same as having an MVP and a front end that actually sells or that collects money, and then doing the stuff on the back end manually. Yes, cool. I like these approaches actually. What I'm interested in is actually also, how did this whole thing affect your life since you started to build your own apps and do this quite successfully? I guess you were quite busy, or how did your life change over the past month?
So in the past month, you mean since I sold the app, or since after I started shipping my first apps?
Yeah, both actually. I guess that at both stages something changed.
When I really got started, I think it was like my first micro app, like just for myself, was in August, I think. So I still had my freelancing activity in advertising. So it was like, I was just trying stuff, figuring things out. But in September, I didn't have the revenue anymore from freelancing because my client stopped, and I only had one client. So because I knew it was going to happen, that's why I learned to code. Like I started to get a bit stressed because I didn't have I had some reserves, so I can live maybe 2 years in Bali or something. But not having revenue was something really stressful. I was just working nonstop. I was like, okay, I'm just going to figure this whole like software things out. How can I make an app that people will want to pay for it? So I don't know. I just shipped app a lot. I don't remember the thing, but I think in October or November or something, I think it was November, I did like 4 apps in a month. Yeah, it was stressful. It was stressful, but without that, I don't think I could have made Makelogo.Ai and progress that fast. So sometimes, stress is good. Everyone say, oh, you should avoid stress and be relaxed and stuff, but no. Sometimes it's also good to get a little under pressure so you can work faster, more efficiently. Like your brain is in survival mode. You avoid all the bullshit excuse. You just work and you work and you work until you get something rolling when you really need it. I mean, when you really need it, because the thing is now I have a few years of saving in front, be like on my accounts because of the sale. So now I have way more trouble focusing, and that's something actually a bit bothering me. That I'm more, relaxing, and I don't like that. I like being like in the zone, like really focusing hardcore. But yeah, I would say that's the main difference. That now, okay, I have a little bit of safety. Yeah, I mean, other than that, my routine didn't change much. I still wake up, go to the gym, then work, and yeah, I just maybe finish a bit more earlier. But that's it. That's the main thing.
So your main thing for the past months was actually working like every day, 7 days a week, not taking off?
So after the sale, I took some time off. Now I'm back to the rhythm. But yeah, after the sale, I was like way less routine because then I also got sick. So I stopped the gym for a while. So I got into a bad routine, like lazy routine. I woke up at like 8 or 9, which is really late. Normally I wake up at like 5:30. So for me, 8 is really late, and not doing much, sometimes playing video games. And I was like, okay, it's fine. I got the sale. I'm just going to go slowly. I think that's the best way to destroy the success you had, because you can very quickly get in a slippery slope where you'll get a routine of not working out, not working that much, like, oh, it's fine, I have like 5 years of saving. Next thing you realize, oh, inflation, now I only have like 2 years of saving, and all that kind of stuff. So I think I needed to take some time, like slowly, because I've really worked like a lot during those months before. But okay, it's not a reason to like stop working totally.
Yeah, interesting to see this from this perspective also. I actually wonder, when you talk about having savings for some time and working to build savings, what's actually your main goal or your end goal or your motivation that keeps you working?
In terms of number, I want to reach like 5 million, because I think if you take like 2 or 3% of like if you put, you know, in stocks or real estate or whatever, and you get like a 2 or 3% of interest on those 5 millions, I think it's around 10,000 per month of like passive income basically. So I think that's a good number. You can live well in most countries in the world with that. So yeah, I think that's a good target. So this is my target. I want to reach 5 million in assets, bank or whatever, in net worth, I would say. And yeah, that way I can just have more freedom. And after that, I think I would love to make like a video game studio. That's something I always wanted to do. So, so yeah, I would. I think I would do that, but I haven't really thought about the after. For now, I'm just focusing on, okay, I need to reach this 5 million number, and then I will see after.
And it doesn't play such a big role for you how you get there. Your main thing is that you actually want to get to the number, basically.
Yeah. It's because I don't really care about logos. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not good in design. I never designed logo. Like, it was fun because I think a few days ago on Twitter, someone like asked me, "Hey, how long have you been designing logos?" I never designed a logo of my life. So, so yeah, it's just you don't have to like the business, because lots of people are like, "Oh, you should follow your passion. You should do what you like." I don't agree with that. I think when you get a business that's making you a lot of money, you will get passionate about it. I don't believe in follow your passion or stuff, like, because otherwise everyone would be like a painter or something. And I mean, honestly, not much people make a living of painting, or I don't know, drawing or, you know, stuff like that. So I'm against this idea of you should follow your passion. But I mean, if you can, then okay, good for you if you can make you good money. But don't count on that. Like, don't expect it to make you money, basically.
I guess I asked this the last time, but since we met already, it's still 2023. So what are your plans for the rest of the year?
Well, the thing, I don't really have like a fixed plan, because things goes very fast, especially with, you know, AI and stuff. I'm going to keep releasing new apps, and that's the main plan. So my technique is just throw spaghetti in the wall and hopefully some will stick. That's as dumb as it is. Yeah, I feel that's the best way of making it work for me. So yeah, I will just keep releasing app, and that's the main plan, basically. So until I get something that works, after that I don't make more apps. I focus everything on it. But ideally, I would like an app that can scale with ads, because I have a big leverage. So if I can scale with ads, like if I can get new customer, you know, on demand, then I think I can make something really great. Hire people to handle the code part, and so I can focus on the marketing. I wouldn't say the goal, because I might not reach that. So I would say is that the direction, but the goal is just keep shipping apps until something works.
Is there at the moment something where people may help you on the way?
Right now I have two projects. So I have Galeby, the customer service AI. So it's for like business owners who got repetitive questions. Galeby basically help answer faster. And the other one is open for ads. So I don't know if I had it back then, but it's a platform for media to find advertisers, and for advertisers to find independent medias. Because like big platforms are a bit annoying, so they will ban you. It's very expensive. So independent media is a good opportunity to be like to have like a very specific audience that is way more engaged compared to big platforms. So yeah, those are the two main things I'm working on right now.
Hey, then thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And thank you for inviting me again.